Kiss a lot of incense in this bitch. Ready to go.
Alright, so hey, look, we'll just start for the people that, may not know you. Who are you? Where are you from?
My name is Shaun. I'm from actually Virginia Beach, Virginia. I was born in Norfolk, but originally, like most of my life, I've been living in Virginia Beach. I'm the owner of T.H.C. We've been operating now for 10 years. I started it when I was 16. Now I'm 27, and we have a motherfucking store now. So yeah, we in here.
Dope. So, I guess what was that initial motivation that wanted, that made you want to start it up?
Well, originally, at first, I was just making graphics on Tumblr where I would just put Trill across whatever, if it was just I don't know, a tiger or something. I just throw it across it. But eventually one day, in my head, it just rung to me. I'm like, yo, what if I put this on a T-shirt? And that's when, literally, everything happened. I probably, 2 weeks later after that, I probably had, the dream of where, I seen, this, at the top. And I was like, oh, wow. So I gotta, really do this now. I didn't know this was a thing. So I probably didn't pursue it until I was probably 16. But at the time, I was kicked out of school and shit. So I was at the point where I was in my mind. I was thinking oh shit, bro, I gotta goddamn take control of the fucking wheel for real now, because it's I'm what I got in trouble for. It was something where if I had been 2 years older, it'd have been so I was on some shit I gotta take control of the narrative right now, because if I don't, I'm going down this way. So I was like, okay, what can I do? And I just remember being in my room one day. I was listening to ASAP album. He had just dropped it, but it was Long Live ASAP. And I was in there just listening on my laptop, because I had just got a laptop or whatever the case may be. Got my laptop back because when I was expelled, my mom had took all my shit from me. So I just got my laptop back, and I started making the design, making the logo that's in this corner. The camera can't see it, but it's our original logo. And that wasn't the first one neither. It was 2 before that, but they're still on my Google
Drive and shit,
everything.
Yeah.
So I can always go back and look at it, damn, what was I thinking? How the hell was that going to work? I was hell no. But I eventually got to that one. But then it wasn't until I was probably 17 that I came. We came about with this logo. So yeah, man. If anything, if they were to answer the question in full, to the motivation behind it was me not having anything that I know that I can have control of, and knowing that in the situation that I was in at the time, that I needed to actually come up with something, because at the end of the day, the road that I'm going down right now is just hey, bro, you about to be doing this, just because of your rap sheet. So I ain't gonna say it was, the motivation was desperation, but it was more
you had to do it.
Was how can we bounce back? So motivation was to bounce back from me being 17 and 16. 16 and kicked out of school practically.
Yeah. So I guess how do you translate that, art? I guess translate your life into the art, when you're creating.
Man, and that's the thing. That's a beautiful question, because it's that's literally where all the images and typography and everything that you see that's if you go on THCVA's Instagram page, that's literally the stuff that I've seen like in my life, but it's not exactly those moments, but it's things like that I've seen, and it's just like, yo, this is like what the world is. And then the kind of meaning behind, you know, the black and white aesthetic to T.H.C. is, you know, I heard a reference one time. It was a guy was talking, and he was just talking about how like we got to stop looking at the world and how people are trying to paint it. When you look at it at how it is in black and white. And black and white, he was technically referring to what the guy was talking about. He was talking about the stats that he was reading off to a person. But I took that as like, yo, like, yeah, at the end of the day, like, you know, stats show like, you know, this is the world, and you know, this is what goes on in it. So in a sense, we're kind of like, it can kind of be mistranslated that we're like glorifying these things, but it's more of, it's not us glorifying, it's letting you guys know that it's just like, it's going on either way, whether you want to believe it or not. Whether you want to believe it or not, there is a bad bitch somewhere right now in America smoking a blunt with a gun in her hand. You might think it's far-fetched to believe in your mind, but listen, it's going on. They might not let you know that it's going on, you know, through media, but you know, it's something that's actually happening, and that's in a sense, people can also mistranslate that person, and you know what I'm saying? Like if the picture was taken, think of it like, I'm gonna break it down for you. If you take a picture of that chick, you know, with that blunt and with a gun on her lap, you would probably think that she's like some type of thug or something like that. The whole time, she's just a chick that's just like on point right now because she's at like she's at a rest stop somewhere, and they said, oh, there's a lot of you know bad things happen at this place or whatever case would be, and now we can paint the picture that, oh, she's just, you know, trying to make sure that she's safe. Somebody else can paint it, oh, this is a thug. What is she doing? Why is she, you know, smoking at the car stop or whatever the case may be, whatever. And that's the people that's painting the picture rather than just trying to like figure out the black and white of the situation. So the meaning behind the brand is literally trying to like flip the script on who actually is the bad guy in the world. So the images and things that you see through the brand is like pretty much my brain like telling you like, hey, this person isn't a bad person. Don't even worry about who the person is. Look what they're doing. But also just possibly look at the smile on their face, or look at the poise the person has, or look at the you know if anything like astound that the person might have. So know that the brand is literally like what I see, and also in what the world actually is. It's not me trying to sugarcoat it nor hide it from people. It's me putting it in your face and letting you know, like, hey, it's a thing.
So who are your inspirations when you think about art, or how you go about your daily life?
Art-wise, bro, I'm not even gonna lie. A lot of my influence just comes from the music space alone, just rap alone. If anybody is like, you know, common to watching my story, there's times where I'm making designs, like literally I'm screen recording the design that I'm making at the time. But excuse me, the song that's actually playing as well in the actual like video on Instagram is also the song that like literally like I was listening to like while I was making it. So like when I design, bro, like I wouldn't say I have too many influences, but it's literally like if I had to put an influence on it, it'd literally be like hip hop alone, because at the end of the day, streetwear became popular when hip hop influenced it and took it in as a thing. I don't know if people actually know it or not, but Supreme probably wouldn't have even popped the way that it had, you know, like Jim Jones and Joel Santana and all them didn't go and grab the tees from, you know, I forget where their store actually is, but it's somewhere in, I think it's in Soho somewhere. So if those Supreme tees didn't make it back over to Harlem, Supreme possibly has the potential of just being like a, you know, small scale streetwear brand, kind of like your Volcums and your, you know, 17th Streets and stuff like that. But it was hip hop that made them actually like kaboom, because once you actually see, you know, the actual street figures wearing the clothes, it spreads around and then everybody else gets involved with it as well. So influence, man, like there's very few, but if there was an influence for me to possibly get the brand actually started and actually like go for it, it would literally have to be either like, it either had to be Virgil Abloh, or I'd probably say Kanye, but I don't want to say Kanye because at the same time, like, when I started, like, you know, getting into streetwear, Kanye was in a whole other lane of fashion, so it was like something I couldn't even like kind of like relate to fashion-wise, but him kicking down doors and getting us, you know, like kind of like making the streetwear industry easier to kind of like get into, probably, but I'll never forget, bro. And this is something like I probably like never really even like thought I'd really even like say on camera, but bro, when I say I thought of the Pyrex flannels, like literally in high school, I thought about those fucking numbers on the back with Keep It Trill on them, like literally in like when I was like 17, like literally getting the brand fresh off, like starting to get it off, but I just didn't have the resources to do it. And when I seen Pyrex drop those, the ones with 23 on the back of them, my mind was like, yo, I can fucking do this.
Yeah, you got to jump in all the way.
Yeah, because I was on some shit where it's like, yo, like I literally just thought about this like last week, and like,
that's crazy.
I see it, and it's like, yo, like I have to do this shit. So goddamn, since that day, practically, I've been like on a mission to make this shit happen. And so yeah, if anything, it was literally those Pyrex goddamn flannels from like 2012 or like 13. If you got like the true like fashion heads watching, like yeah, y'all know what I'm talking about. But yeah, it was those, and then probably like anything, if anything else, bro, just like, you know, myself just wanting to like, you know, create something on like individually, you know what I'm saying? Like create my own little thing as well too. So, you know, it was goddamn been a 10-year process, but goddamn, you know, we're here now.
Yeah, definitely. So, you know, speaking about what you said, I mean, that was kind of very on point with how, you know, certain creativity ideas flow. But like, how do you balance like trying to plan things out and then just letting things like come to you just like that, you know, experience?
If anything, bro, like for me, like right now, like I'm in the point where like, cause like on our next collection, we're gonna have like a starting 5 like graphic tees that are like gonna get us like kind of like flowing and stuff like that. But we're gonna have our actual Keep It Trill signature hoodies and tees like available in like surplus. But I'm at the point where I have to literally organize, bro, like 1,000+ designs that I've made over the years, bro, to goddamn like say, okay, let's use this one, let's use this one, let's use this one, put them in categories and shit like that. So like I would say like one, the creative process is slow as hell, but it's like the slow that's like okay, because the trajectory that I'm trying to go with the brand, like I have to do it very strategically. So like the time that it takes to actually like create and goddamn make it actually like a theme is like if anything like strenuous, but goddamn, it's worth it though. But you just gotta, if anything, if I'm out there talking to anybody that's trying to, get inspired to do their own thing, yeah, you just gotta find a way to make time for it. Whether it's literally like with me, like those 1,000 designs, bro, that's literally me sometimes being like having days where like I did nothing with the brand, like didn't do anything. So like I'm at the end of the day, like just like, yo, like I gotta bust out a design or something today. Like what the fuck? Like goddamn, gotta
keep
make
shit
sure
rolling.
shit goddamn, there's a thing at least into my brain while I'm like, going into the next day, because you can get off the fucking dream like easily. All it takes is like usually like 4 or 5 weeks usually, and goddamn, you'll be there and then it's not there. So take time to actually do the things that like will matter, but also like don't give a fuck about the pace, because it's about the race. It's about the pace more than it is the race. You're just trying to goddamn get to the finish line. You're gonna do whatever to get to that fucking finish line. And most of the time, you're gonna tire yourself the fuck out. Goddamn, before you even get to the line, you're gonna be goddamn a quarter there, like.
Right.
And then the other things, I was just taking their time, just go right past you. So take time to at least think about it and then execute. Think, execute, create. Give it out to people, move from there. So.
Yeah. So also, it's a great point that you made. Like, just keep it pushing. So, how do you feel about the flow of the creative scene out here in Virginia right now, whether it's music, clothing, all that?
And see, that's what I really want to speak on, because it's like, I don't know if people actually realize it or not, but I've been on this thought since, like I said, since I was probably like 16, 17. So this mindset has been set for a while. At the time, like I was just looking at it as like there was nothing coming out of Virginia Beach at the time, and at the time too, there was brands like Tuesdays, Pacers, and somebody else. I can't grab the shit right now. And somebody else had like was it hats too? No, I'm thinking of Tuesdays. But we didn't have anything coming out of this area for like, at the time it was like 10 plus years. Push, Missy, and Pharrell had their runs from like 2003 to 2010-ish. But then there was just like this blank space where there's like nothing really going on. So it's like, yo, like, what's next? So I looked at it as me in 2014, 13, looked at it as like, okay, this is a time where I can kind of like wiggle something in real quick and just see if it'll grow from there. And it practically worked. So the scene right now is lit because it's like, yo, like, there's so many fucking creative motherfuckers out here, bro. And it's like, that's why, like recently, bro, like, I've been trying to, like, find as many, like, local brands as possible and kind of, like, if anything, just give them a light type of thing. Because I can remember times where, goddamn, when I started my shit up and, goddamn, all a nigga needed was, like, a light. Goddamn, to make the shit, goddamn, go up. So, goddamn, like, all the youngins and shit that are actually trying to do shit right now, like, that shit be, like, it's just, like, lit to me, because it's like, yo, like, all right, so if y'all just get through the fucking, like, what I call the 10-year process, y'all just get through the 10 years, goddamn, just steadily being on that shit, 10 years from now, this area is going to be, like, its own little thing, and they're already trying to, like, do that shit.
Right.
Pharrell with something in the water, he's trying to turn this shit to, like, a megasphere of just, like, whatever can happen here, it can happen, or whatever happens over there, it can happen over here. I remember hearing the news talking about how they're trying to get, like, certain, I think it's, like, permits or something like that, to where you can do film directing and stuff like film, like Hollywood and all that, like Paramount and them. We'll be out here like filming and stuff like that. So like this area is like a space where you can make something happen. It's just about applying it and goddamn pushing it in their fucking brain. So the creative space right now, bro, is fucking wild. And goddamn, we in this shit all together, gang. So reach out to T.H.C. If you feel like you goddamn can add something on, or you want to goddamn, if you're a musical artist, you just want a damn hoodie or a t-shirt for a fucking, music video, come check us out. We're at 2335 Azalea Garden Road. Right by the Dollar Tree and the Rallies. If you know, you know.
Yes, sir. And where can they find you? Also, where can they find you?
On social media, find me at Trill House CEO, Trill House _CEO, and follow us on our clothing line's Instagram, our main one, at THCVA, at THCVA. And we also have other ones. We have pages for THC New York and Los Angeles as well. And you can follow those as well. You just gotta type in THC and then New York or Los Angeles, because from here we're going to go from either New York or LA, but most likely it's going to be like a New York just so we can kind of like get into a space where like a lot is going on at a whole lot of times, so we can just goddamn get this shit out and goddamn it can be all over the world from there. So
perfect. Well, yeah, hey, look, this ain't gonna be the last time we sit down, so I appreciate you. Just let the people know what you got coming next.
Sure, man.
Yeah.
You keep doing your shit too, bro. Goddamn. Like,
yeah.
I don't know if anybody's giving you your flowers yet in the interviewing space, but yeah, bro, keep reaching out to people, bro. Because at the end of the day, if not even reaching out, bro, just keep trying to like help others, bro. Because at the end of the day, what people don't be getting to is like there's a hell of a lot of XP from just helping people.
Exactly.
You never know who, like, for instance, bro, let's just say, THC turns into that $1 billion industry type of thing. Goddamn, whole time, this is one of, like, the first interviews that, like, I've done. So, like, whole time, like, you have a gym on your hands. So, put your foot out there and then, just don't let up on them, bro. Like, and just keep definitely trying. Because I know, of course, in the goddamn creative space, shit can get hard. But, goddamn, keep trying. And keep trying to goddamn, help others with that shit, too.
Yeah, and I appreciate you, man. We definitely can keep going up. Like, appreciate you being a part of it.
Hey. It's ours. We here. THC. Fuck with your boy. Gang, I'm about to be coming over there and smoking with y'all too.